Good
Discord's
evening.
trying to tell us something.
Good evening, and welcome to Damage Does D&D. Tonight we're back with Helloran Rising, our ongoing campaign set in the world of Helloran. I will let Gus let you know what happened last time. Take it away, Gus.
Wow, what a scrap. That was tough even for a battle-hardened hunter like me. So many beasties kept popping up, knocked one down and two more appeared. At one point I
Oh no.
reckon though. But of course, we prevailed.
Everything froze, James. Sorry.
Oh, I've got to start again, have I?
Sorry, yeah. It was awful.
It feels like it's trying to tell us something.
It does, doesn't
Take
it?
two.
Take two. Go for it.
Wow, what a scrap. That was tough even for a battle-hardened hunter like me. So many beasties kept popping up, knocked one down and two more appeared. At one point we were dropping like flies and even Yorick had to heal. I must admit I even had a wee lie down myself, just for a second, mind. But of course we prevailed and killed all the wee red beasties off, but not before poor Bredris got zonked. She took a massive hit from Ferenz, and then I did one of my new specials, one that I hadn't tried before, and it was a bit better than I expected. I tried not to hit her, but being as powerful as I am, it did sort of, and poof, she vanished. Must admit, I'm a bit nervous about bringing her back in case she realises it was me. I know Melissa is vain, but changing your clothes in the middle of a fight just because you got a bit of blood on them is a bit much even for her. And what about that Florian? He seems obsessed with trying to bash the ground. He even made us land it so he could try again. About landing, I love it when Celeste somehow turns into lots of owls and flies us around. I wonder which part of her I was sitting on. I hope it wasn't her butt. Ugh. Yorick's next masterpiece is going to be a new hand for Celeste. And he was joking with her about cutting the old one off. He did say he was joking, but I know Yorick, he wasn't. This'll be fun.
Thank you for minutes to go before the start of the stream. That was very good. So, you have landed near the rune that was called the symbol that was carved into the ground, where you started the day off, the previous evening off. So it's about, I would say probably about midday. You're about a day and a half away from the Midwood. You've landed. You've had a spot of lunch. What would you like to do?
Just to confirm with you, DM, as well.
Yes.
The symbols on the ground are still protected by some form of magic barrier.
You did try last time to damage it, and you just bounced straight
That's
off.
what you being obsessed with hitting the ground.
Yeah.
And friends tried to dispel it as well, and that
Yes,
didn't work
that
either.
didn't work either.
Okay.
So
Cool.
you
Right
did.
then, we're going flying again. Celeste,
Sorry?
you're going to turn into more owls again and make us fly?
Oh, I just summoned them this time. I mean, I can turn into an owl, but I was flying with you. Did you not notice me?
I thought I was flying on you.
No, not this time.
Oh,
I don't think I could carry everybody.
but I thought you were all the owls, because they all appear and you appear and fly around and stuff.
No, I just bring them forth with my magic.
Where from?
Where does all magic come from?
I don't know. I don't do magic.
Being a druid, my magic comes from nature
Dog
and
on
everything
stream.
around me.
Or tail, anyway.
Yeah, gotta sort the dog. Give me a second.
But yes, the owls weren't myself. They were just what I've created.
Well, I must say I'm quite disappointed. I thought you were that powerful you could turn yourself into 5 owls.
While I appreciate the thought, while I can turn myself into an owl, I can't turn myself into 5.
Right, I'll remember that then. I'll turn to Yorick and go, at least I wasn't sitting on her bum.
Are we sure we should get on the owls again? We made up time the last time. Maybe
I don't know, I just quite enjoyed it.
walking and scoping the area might be a bit more of an advantage getting to the midwoods, just to make sure
All
that
right.
Maybe more prudent for Celeste to keep reserve her magic. Need healing again.
Whatever you all think is best.
Oh, don't worry about that. We've got Yorick now. He's found out how to heal.
I've always been able to heal, Gus. You know that. I'm sure I did some healing like once on your 14th birthday or something.
Oh, and I broke my arm. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's why it's still wonky, though, isn't it?
I do. Still, it was quite a good backflip you tried.
Yeah, well, it was off the top of a tree as well.
That's true. It's a shame you had to hit every ugly branch on the way down, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I couldn't damage my poor face, so I had to hit the ugly ones to make the tree look nicer.
Well,
that is some
We just
backwards
have an
way of
entire
it.
session of this.
Yeah,
That's all I
I-
need.
I'm happy.
Talking about magic, so yeah, I reckon what Celeste asked you. Is there any progress on the staff you were trying to make us?
I haven't quite had time to be working on that.
Yeah, we have been quite busy as of late, haven't we?
Yeah, that works. I definitely didn't forget. We've been very busy, is what I mean. I think, if I remember rightly, I've actually, I've got it in my inventory with the amount of hours required to upgrade it with 0 hours completed. So it's there, ready to work on.
Awesome.
Yorick,
Yeah.
I don't feel too well. Turn around and face. I think there's a little copse of trees nearby, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'll face the copse of trees and I'll do this huge belch and a burst of lightning will come out of my mouth and strike a tree. What the?
Oh my! What? Gus, what's wrong?
I don't know. I think I
You
must.
turned it into a dragon.
I can't be turned into. Well, I wouldn't mind turning into a dragon. I like dragons, but that feels better. I need to get that out. Don't know if it's something I ate. Maybe did we have some spicy food or something?
That's the strangest case of heartburn I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I think you burnt fire, not lightning.
Hmm.
I will say that was rather shocking.
Nice.
Doesn't Bridges assist you with lightning?
Well, yes, she's a lightning girl. That's right.
So it would make sense that you would need lightning as well.
Maybe didn't hurt me though, so that's all right.
Yeah,
Maybe-
those trees do.
It'd be useful if somebody gets in your face.
That's true. I could burp on them.
Do
I'm sure that
Do
on
we-
its own would be startling enough.
you think you could do it out the other end too?
Well, I'll try, and I'll bend over and strain really,
Is
really.
he out of the line of fire?
Okay.
Yeah, same.
I think we need to roll something to see what happens.
Yes.
How is Yorick going to write this down?
Roll me a d20. If it's odds, it comes out your butt. There you go.
12.
12. So no, it doesn't. You just like but
A
nothing
huge
comes
fire.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit of thunder. Oh, that's all right. I can do thunder from behind and lightning from the front. There you go. I'm a storm.
How long have you been able to do that?
Real impressive. Yes.
What, farting? I've been able to do that since I was a little baby.
No, but with the added effects.
Oh, I've never done that before. I just felt a bit weird and I burped and this lightning came out my mouth.
And you're just going to accept it.
Well, what am I meant to do?
Your
Bring
body-
things up and don't they?
Yeah. I mean, you turned into a dwarf. Funny things happen.
think-
Then you turn back into an elf. Still can't understand why.
I think
You
perhaps
know
after
why.
that last fight, we were all feeling a bit stronger. Perhaps this is one of his new abilities.
I get new abilities? I didn't know that. How do I get them? Can I have some more?
I don't feel stronger after that fight. I feel quite drained.
I was going to ask, how do you feel, Cholador, being that close to so many devils?
Well, I say drained. I mean perfect physical. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm always fine. How are you?
I didn't feel any pulls or draws towards anything, so that was a good thing.
That was good. Feels like we don't really talk anymore.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of a whirlwind of a few weeks, hasn't it?
I mean, I didn't say that was a bad thing. I'm just
I know.
stating a fact.
I'll try and talk a bit more, but not too much so it annoys you then.
I must say you're quite distracting on the battlefield. I've never had to make sure someone else is okay apart from me. And I feel like I'm constantly making sure that you're not being a liability, falling over.
I wasn't the first one to fall over this time though, so must be
I know,
doing something right.
If you can just try and be a bit more independent, that would be great.
Are
Kind
you
of.
trying to say that you're worried about him, Trillador?
No, I'm just saying he's making me less efficient.
Because you're worried about him.
I did not say that.
You didn't have to.
Florian will just roll his eyes and be like, "No, it's fine, Celeste. I understand him. I'm quite distracted. Shall we press on?"
Right, which way are we going then?
Toward Midwood, I think.
But which way is that?
Technically, I think it's more a bit northeast.
I think
first.
I'd recommend following Madame Miette if she's already gone off.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you see in
Oh.
the distance Miette just sort of walking.
Are we? So we're kind of like out in the open
Yeah.
now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, on the way, I will just be keeping a look about,
Okay.
especially sort of behind us and that.
Make a perception check.
Everything's fine, guys. Everything is fine.
What did you
10.
roll? 10. Yeah, it's bright, clear day. There's a few clouds in the sky, but nothing seems to be bothering you or following you. It's all good. You do notice, however, even with your 10, is that these sigils that are carved, that are burnt into the ground. I mean, the burn marks are quite wide. They're about, I don't know, about a metre, maybe a metre and a half across at points, as they sort of snake round into the shapes of Fiona's symbol. Trellador, you make me an insight check, please.
Ooh. That's pretty good for me. 19 plus 1. Non-natural 20.
Nice. So, as you're walking along, you step over one of these lines in the ground. Every time you do so, there's a little sort of strange sort of as you walk over it. It's difficult to explain. You just, when you unexpectedly fall 6 inches more than you thought you were going to, and that your stomach just lurches. It's like that, but higher up in your chest.
When you miss the bottom step.
Yeah. That just sort of brief surge of adrenaline.
Does it feel like the pull?
It's sort of slightly different, but it has echoes of that.
Do I notice anyone else, especially Florian, reacting to it?
No. Well, make a perception check.
But I notice Trellador.
Make a perception check.
Oh, I thought that's what I noticed.
No. You notice that the burns on the ground were.
I do not. 8.
8. That doesn't appear to be anybody else being affected.
I assume
18.
I'm noticing.
18. Yeah, you just every now and again you sort of had to call your eye. Just there's that little tiny hesitation as Trellador steps across after the first few.
Studied the lines of the actual symbol.
Yeah. And yes, Celeste, you would have noticed with your passive.
Do I notice anybody else?
Oop.
Does it look like, and this is calling it back again, DM, to the cave, the Madame Miette's safe place when we were outside the I've got Dornagle in my head. The dwarven place.
Daghold.
Daghold, yes. Daghold. Because we got attacked there and the sigil started burning away, and pretty sure Trellador noticed like a bit of a lurching feeling.
Yes, again, I don't know because you're not feeling it, you wouldn't be able to compare it.
Yeah,
all you're
definitely see him
noticing
kind of-
is just that little hesitation as he steps over it because he knows something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Can I do something? I can do magic awareness
Okay.
as an action, but I don't. It doesn't say it's an action or anything. But I want to be as surreptitious as possible. I don't want anyone to notice.
Okay.
But I don't know what the action is.
So what are you trying to do with
Well,
it?
It's awareness of the presence of concentrated magic, so I know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover. And it's basically detect magic. I want to see if there's anything affecting this room.
Give me a deception or sleight of hand, your choice. Actually, deception, sleight of hand, or stealth. Any of those. To sort
good
of
luck with that.
conceal what you're doing.
Well,
It's not a
stealth
physical act that you do, it's just a sort of concentration because it's not actually a spell that you cast, is it?
No, it's just
No, it's just an
concentration.
awareness.
Yeah, 17.
17. Okay. You feel the fiendish magic running along these sigils. That's very similar to the magics on your chest. That curse that's on you, that you took from Florian. You feel... Are you walking near Florian, or...?
Yeah, I'll probably be behind him, just so I
Okay.
keep an eye on him. Basically,
Okay, so yeah, you feel that echo of Florian as well, with that same magics. It's very faint on Florian, but it's very strong in the ground, and you can feel the curse that's on you being very similar to that magic.
Okay, I'm going to go up and speak to Mr. Flo. Keep this quiet because you know how this group overreacts to everything. Do you feel anything as we pass over these ruins?
Sense of dread and maybe foresight. I mean,
Yes.
only bad
that-
things to come.
Is that new, or have you always got that?
I've always got that, but
But that's not
Yes.
the question I asked, was it?
guessing you're not asking me this because you've seen me maybe falter as I walk over the lines, as I've seen you a couple of times.
I'm not faltering, it's just a strange feeling. Like
Explain it
something's
to me.
going on with the scar I so bravely took from you. It's sort of reacting to the
Does it
wound.
feel like the pull? Like it's
Yes and no. It's
almost like it's recognizing you?
I don't know. It feels it's a pull of some sort, but it's not what I've experienced before. This really isn't my area.
Just whilst we're having this, and I'll obviously I'm still looking out as such. I'll just have a look at a quick glance every now and then at Trellador's chest, and see
Okay.
if there was any thing going on with that.
Seepage.
Only fairies checking out your ass.
I mean, you can give me a medicine check or an arcana check, depending on what you're
Okay.
looking for. So if you're looking for strange
No, definitely
magic
not arcana.
effects, or
No,
are you
it
looking
would
for
be if there was any like
blood seepage?
blood-
Yeah,
blood
okay,
seepage
medicine check
or
then,
anything
please.
like that. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm proficient in that, so yes, would
Okay.
prefer that. Holding 11, 18 again.
18. It doesn't seem to be any more blood coming through than there was before. I mean, it's weird. It's kind of where it started to heal over, it seems to have stopped.
Yep.
So it's kind of midway between. Some of it's starting to heal and scab, other bits are still open.
Yep.
So, friends, as you're walking, and you made that perception check, you're walking and humming and saying your prayers, having a little sing to yourself. You can not see or hear, but just kind of feel this strange. It's almost like being watched, but you don't see anybody watching you. As you sort of cast around, even with that high roll, you're not seeing anybody watching. It's just that feeling you get when you're absolutely convinced you're being watched, but you can't see anything. So you think, well, maybe I'm just being a little bit paranoid, but the feeling persists.
Yeah. So he will slowly, slow his pace and drop right to the back.
Okay.
Very quiet, Ash.
And just continue his vigil from the back of the group.
Okay.
I'm gonna slowly drift to the back, not really aware of where Ferenz is, as we're passing over these sigils. And I'm gonna pull out my scythe. And I think I've seen like others trying to kind of deface the runes and such. I just want to see if the scythe will fare any differently.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
If it will cut through it. Just going to try and drag through one of the lines. I don't have my dice ready. Too much sewing. With the scythe, that's an 18.
18. As you pull the scythe down in that sweeping motion, that become it seems to come naturally to you rather than wielding a bow or a sword. This sweeping action, and you can see there is an effect. It doesn't break it, and you can still feel it bouncing off. But there is a sort of crackling, slow crackle noise that happens. But you don't see any damage.
Okay. I'll just kind of spend a little bit further of the walk, just kind of looking at this side, taking it in.
Okay.
Trying to familiarise myself with it.
Yeah, I mean it's a long, polished, very dark, almost black wood handle, and it's the traditional. It's tall. It's got a very long, curved blade that disappears into almost impossibly thin blade, really sharp. You can, as you're sort of turning it in the light to look at it, you can almost see through it at times. It's very strange.
As we continue to walk along, and being next to Trellador now, can I just, knowing this is going to be either incredibly high DC or something, but as we step over the next line, the next symbol bit, can I look at that particular bit of literally, like I'm just looking down at the floor, but then just look across to Trellador as he steps over? Is there like any kind of glow as he does it? I'm assuming because they're not burning anymore. I'm assuming they're like just literally like
They are literally burn
blackened.
marks. Yeah, blackened
burn
burn
marks.
marks.
Yeah, yeah. Does it seem like there is any infernal glow to these as he goes over?
Make an investigation check.
I'm going to use a different dice because I've rolled the same on that. So this is either going to go fantastically well, brilliantly shit. Fantastically well.
Awesome.
I rolled a 15. Investigation, yeah?
Yes, please.
17.
17. It's weird. As you sort of step over it and you watch Trellador with that, just that tiny, smallest, tiniest hesitation, you could just see it. Just there's a little tiny flicker in the ground, almost unnoticeable. Just a little flicker of red, dark red, not a bright, fiery red, more of a blood red as you go past.
And I would know that that is some type of infernal.
Absolutely, yeah. This is all infernal magic.
And so I'll just I'll sort of like sidle up to Trellador again and be like, this is, I know you don't like talking, and especially with it being in group, but this information may pertain some answers to us if we involve Melissa. The runes seem to slightly glow with infernal magic if you go over them.
If you feel like you want to share, be my guest, but
Melissa, Celeste,
Yes?
I'm just
Scythe is gone.
hold up 1 second. I've noticed that I've been having a look about, and every time Trellador goes over part of these symbols, there is the ever so slightest faint bit of infernal red glow.
Does that occur when he hesitates almost?
Yeah, basically any time he crosses the line of this burn mark. Very blood red.
The infernal magic in him is reacting to the infernal magic from the sigils, I would imagine.
I get that, but more from Melissa's point of view, you know a bit more about this than we do. It's very blood red magics.
I mean, blood and our of that was very much her domain.
Does it cause you any pain?
No. It's just an odd feeling. I mean, what does this mean for me?
Do I have any idea of what might be going on here?
You can make an insight or arcana check, your choice.
Do you like the feeling?
The Arcana.
Can I do that as well?
It's not a pleasant feeling, but it's not.
Yeah, but yours will be a higher DC.
So is it Arcana or...
Insight. Oh, no, for you it would just be arcana.
That's a shame, because if you like the feeling, you could just jump up and down on the spot and get it lots of times.
I could do, but I wonder whether I'm turning into some sort of infernal being. That's even worse.
Right, if you do, we'll just kill you.
I was going to say it's worse than it being a dwarf.
17 plus...
I only got 13, so probably
I
not.
think he's gone a bit
24.
too far there, hasn't he, Yorick?
Everything's worse than being a dwarf, so I suppose he's right.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
So, with your 13, your knowledge of infernal magics is not great. So, you different. Whilst you can see a connection of some kind, like you said, it might be the infernal magics calling out to each other. You're not sure what it means for Trelador. Melissa, from your dealings with Vale, and therefore Fiona, you know that blood is really important. And these sigils, although were put in with flame, as you watch carefully as Trelador treads over the next one, you can see that blood rouse red, almost like a pulse. But it's really quick. And
would I be safe in making the assumption that because of the nature of what's been placed on him, and to an extent Florian...
Oh no, you...
Are we all back? There we go. Excellent. Would I be safe in assuming that because of the nature of the magic they have on them, that they still have like a trace of Fiona's blood in them? Or at least some hellish blood.
You suspect that Trelador does indeed contain some hellish blood, probably something to do with Fiona.
I know what you're doing. You're
the
playing a game, aren't you? You're playing The Floor is Lava.
Galador, can I know you don't really like it, but can I take a look at the wound? Scars.
Yes.
I have a thought, and
I mean, maybe we should just make this a nightly thing, I get my chest out every night and you'll have a quick look. And
I mean, to be honest, I'd be more than happy to leave it to just you and Florian, but
When it comes to Fiona, I think Melissa's our expert.
Yes, it's sort of semi-healed, bit oozy, bit leaky, but nothing I can't deal with.
I'm just gonna kind of look at the blood in particular, and I'm gonna use a divine sense and see if I can detect that fiendish blood there. See if I can actually see those traces.
Okay.
In him.
I'll use your Arcana of 24 still. As you look deeper into the wound. The wound!
Wounds!
Wounds!
That's all I'm gonna now.
See, as I'm assuming you're all still moving, or have you stopped?
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's moving.
Yeah,
okay.
but the pace is
So,
probably slowed, but yeah.
As-
Moving and
as
like
Trelador,
time as he's going across.
Moves across one of these burn marks. You can see almost imperceptibly, there is a tiny little sort of downward motion of the blood that's on him. But only because you're paying attention with such great detail do you see this. It wouldn't normally be seen by anybody else. And it just sort of really very quickly, and it pulses in time with the ground as he steps over them. So yeah, you can see that infernal blood reacting to what appears to be the infernal blood on the ground.
Yeah.
You suspect with your roll, I'll give you some more information because it was a big roll, you suspect that Florian is probably experiencing the same thing, but to such a lesser degree he doesn't notice, because the majority of the curse has moved to Trelador. There may be some residual blood in Florian, but not any great amount.
I suspect that I would be feeling the same thing if it weren't for recent events.
It's probable, yes. You're surprised you don't.
I don't think that Trelador's turning into a devil. Florian, do you feel anything as you walk over as well?
I don't, but give us a sec. And before we get to the next line, being my monkish self, can I just try and clear my mind and kind of have that almost sort of like key sense? I know it's not a thing, but you know, I think
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
I
trying
know,
to get
I know where you're going.
of purging like all thought and feeling out of myself, and see if I can just focus on when I step over if I do feel that imperceptible lurch.
I would like you to make either insight or perception.
It's not really
Your
a choice,
choice.
is it?
Up to you.
Just to note, Melissa, I didn't see anybody else reacting to the sigils in the same way that Trelador did.
I'm surprised I'm not.
I'm not reacting. I just want to make that clear.
Well,
They're just...
no, it isn't actually you. It's the blood that's inside you.
I know it's not me.
So, what's been inscribed upon to you, there is hellish blood in your system.
Okay.
And
But is
every
there anything
time,
we...
every time you cross over, it's being drawn back down.
Right.
Drawn to the magic, same as it used to be towards Dakota, but it's not so much anymore for that.
Okay. I'm over the pragmatist, so what does this mean for me now? Can we carry on?
I don't think it'll be too much of a problem to him. It'll just be that sensation. It won't be too much of a problem, only really if we come face to face with whoever put it there. And, well, we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Indeed. Let's just shelf it for now. We don't want to worry people unduly.
But you shouldn't need to worry too much about the wound anymore.
I do not worry about the wound. It is my burden to bear.
I rolled a very Taylor Swift number, 22.
22, and you went with insight, did you?
Inside, yeah.
Okay. So clearing your mind, focusing in upon yourself and your systems as you've been taught, almost like a meditation. You walk over the line at the same time as Trelador. And you feel tiniest little pull, but it doesn't go down, it goes across to Trelador. Oh, for fuck's
The suspense.
So, as you step over
Doesn't
the
go
line,
down.
it
Yeah.
doesn't go down, it goes across towards Trelador. You can just feel that tiny little jump as it tries to get that way.
That is interesting. I'd assume that I would have felt downward pull, if anything. But I'm feel more drawn to you, Trollodor, when we both step over.
Well, tell me something new.
I mean, that does make a couple of licks of sense, but in what we're discussing, yeah, I mean, your mark got moved over to Trelador, so the blood would naturally want to follow the path that it's been taken. It's just probably the tiniest bit. I can't even see any in you.
And this is probably going to be absolutely impossible for you to answer, DM. For how small of a lurch I feel. Does it feel similar to my pull towards Dakota when I was trying to search for her? How close we were, or
No.
no? Okay.
But what does this mean, Melissa? You're the expert in doing deals with devils. What does this mean for me?
It's not like a tracking device, is it? As well, Melissa.
Well,
I mean,
we were using it as like a form of compass before, but
yeah, I mean, it would have been intended to deliberately draw you to Dakota. If we hadn't have known about what was happening, then yeah, it would have been deliberately trying to pull you there.
so why is it trying to pull me down?
That I'm not sure. I would only assume that because we foiled her plan, she's trying to do something different.
Blood calls to blood.
That also. Although,
Yeah, my connection to Dakota is obviously family, and then on recent events and information we found out, we now know that my father isn't who I thought he was.
It could simply be, Chalador, that the blood inside of you that's Fiona's is reacting to the blood inside the sigils. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, we won't know for certain unless we ask Fiona themselves, but...
If it's not of an immediate concern, let's shelf it for now. We'll deal with it if and when it comes up.
It should be all right. Hopefully these will fade over time.
I'd say unless it was causing you pain or affecting you in some way, then we wouldn't need to worry about it as of now.
Perfectly fine.
What I find, sorry to press on, Charlotte, just one more thing.
Is it one more thing though?
It is. So. Thanks, guys. So, when I had the full curse, and from what I remember of everything going on, before you so gallantly took it off me, it hurt. It hurt a lot when we were near anything devilish, especially when we were in the chamber after getting through the tunnels under Redport, finding the like the waiting room into the hells, and especially when we were near quite powerful devils as well. I felt that, and I felt it burning and trying to rip the scar open, but they didn't seem like any just measly peons for Fiona back there.
No.
And you didn't feel any pull towards them? Because I'm assuming just like what Melissa used to have and what you have now and what I have, it's all blood magic, so if they're powerful, then surely they have Fiona's blessing. It just doesn't make sense how it seems to be different.
You say, I'm not entirely sure any of you really know what happened, Melissa.
No.
None of us do. You just got a bit of blood on your clothes and went and changed them.
Went for a wardrobe change.
Yeah.
Last year.
Too busy brooding at the back.
I didn't feel any significant pull, did I?
Nope.
No, but as we've established, maybe I'm just better at dealing with it than you.
I think that when we were last in the hills, which we later found out before I made my decision to do what I did, the proximity of you and Dakota being quite close and your bloods being drawn together has somehow changed what potentially could happen, what needs to happen.
You're talking in riddles again, Florian.
That's why I said it will definitely be the last question. I'm just kind of outward thinking, just trying to...
I still haven't heard a question.
There wasn't really meant to be one. It was more of a... I'll say my piece and see if it helps anybody else along the way.
I think for now we'll be fine with it. If we encounter any strange occurrences when we do find Dakota again, then we will deal with that as we come along. But
think
for
the
now,
important
I think
thing-
we'll be fine.
The important thing is that Tolador lets us know if he feels anything changing.
I can deal with it, it's fine.
I'm not saying you
But
can't, but the more awareness that we have, the better prepared we will be.
Oh, and Chalador, if I hear you make another comment about the things I've been having to deal with, then maybe I'll stop being so polite with you. I'm just gonna
You've changed.
wander back. I'll just slowly peel back to have some more space to myself.
I'll just go to Gus. I think it was more than her clothes changed.
Anybody that Cat wants to can make a perception check to see, or an insight check to see what's different about Melissa.
Sure.
9.
9. You don't notice significant changes, slightly darker, more blacks than reds.
Can I just ask a question? It's both for you, DM, and for you, Melissa.
Sure.
Melissa, did we have a conversation one evening when you were talking about, and you told me that you were kind of reaching out? I'm sure it was in Daghold. We had a conversation somewhere.
I think Melissa definitely spoke to Miette about it. And I think I may have mentioned it to Florian, but I'm not certain. Let me look in my notes.
I mean, Florian, you would notice that the iconography on Melissa's outfit is completely different. It's no longer anything to do with the Temple of the Broken Heart.
No.
Where there were hearts, there are now skulls. There are different changes. She used to be sort of a romantic goth. Now she's full goth.
Edgy goth.
Yeah. She used to be emo. Now she's proper goth.
That's a good way of putting the change, actually.
Yeah, used to be emo. Now goth.
She's gone from Demon Hunt. She's gone from Demon Hunter to Death Knight.
Yeah.
26 for me.
26.
Perception.
And I got 23 on insight.
Okay. And anybody else roll? No?
I know what happened.
Okay, yeah. You know exactly what happened. Yeah. Celeste, you see it's completely different. As I said, it's the iconography is all changed. The scythe that she carries, she's never had that before.
Yeah. Well, they're not all the time because I don't have to. I could bamf it whenever I want.
Yeah,
it's quite cool.
But that in of itself is very
I did
different.
decapitate a devil with it.
Yeah.
At the end of the fight.
Florian, you have known Melissa for a long time. This Melissa is more like the Melissa you first met. More confident, more
assertive.
full, more herself than she has been recently. There's more self-awareness. There's less timidity. You say that's about right, Melissa?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
She's far less. She's got far less of that fake smile about her, because that was always her vibe, especially early on in the campaign.
Yeah.
Like that fake plastered smile that's slightly unnerving.
that
Like,
live, laugh, love
she's-
kind of aspect.
Yeah, that was very much the vibe she had at the in the later times of the temple. But no, she's very much far more grounded.
So kind of more true to herself and less of a facade.
Yes. Although there is a hint of a slight concerned sadness to her.
Okay. Yeah, Florian would just continue knowing what he knows. Just and again, obviously, just keeping a lookout and everything, and definitely checking everybody over from the encounter we just had, making sure that everybody is still kind of like all good.
Okay, so as you continue on in the day, you walk for a few more hours. How long did you want to go before resting or looking for a campsite? Is there anything else anybody else wants to do? Gus, Yorick, Ferenz?
I'd like to sort of pull Gus maybe to the side a little bit away from everybody else as we're walking.
He's going to pull himself to the
You're
side,
going to pull
apparently.
yourself to the side?
Pull Yorick to the
Sorry,
side.
guys. Okay.
Gus is pulling
I'm
himself
the
in the air.
one, really.
Stop pulling yourself off, Gus.
Yorick.
Yep.
I'm a little bit worried.
Why?
Well, you see, in that fight, Bridris got bamfed away because she got hurt. Well, I know she was hit a few times by baddies, but I mean, she also got hit by a really big spell from Ferenz, which I don't know if she knows he did it, but she could make her very angry. But then, that new trick I did and I fired lots and lots of arrows at things really quickly.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bit better than I expected, and it hit Bridris as well, and that sort of finished her off. And I'm like, worried that when she comes back, she's not going to like us all anymore.
Right. I see.
I don't know what to do because I don't want to not call her back, but then if I call her back and she starts to try and eat us, then we'll have to deal with her. And I don't want to do that because she's my baby.
Well, I mean, if you killed me, I'd be pretty upset about it, so I'd understand it.
Yeah, but she's not really dead, you see. I mean, when she gets hurt too badly...
You're right, then.
No, but...
I don't know. Your special dragon, he's not like us. When we die, we just gone, don't we? We go to the great pub in the sky. But when Bridris falls, she just sort of disappears back to her happy place or something.
Yeah, well, it's a special... I was explained to me that it's a special trick they do to protect their young, you see. So they don't die, they just disappear.
Exactly.
I think the best thing for you to do would be to be honest.
You
And come
can't
to...
hear her. We're talking quietly in Dwarvish over to the side.
Oh, I didn't know you would call talking in Dwarvish.
Of course, whenever we talk privately, we talk in Dwarvish.
Okay.
So, now, could you like try and just phrase it in a special way and be like, So, Bridgers, hi, welcome back. It was pretty dangerous that last fight, so I just sent you back to your happy place for you. And I hope she doesn't know any better.
But that would be a lie, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You don't like lying to my baby,
Yeah, but parents lie to their children all the time, don't they?
do they? Do you mean my mum and dad lie to me all the time? Well, they did used to say you were a nice-looking boy, so that, I mean, that's a lie.
But there's all sorts of fairy tales and monsters under their bed and things that parents like to toy around with us with. So I don't think lying's a problem.
Maybe as long as it's for the best interest.
Or maybe just bring her back, say, I'm so sorry, that worked better than I thought.
Or it could.
I hope you're okay. I hope you've snapped on enough tieflings and you're feeling better.
What? She's not snacking on tieflings.
No, of course not, mate.
I could just call her back and say it was all Friends' fault.
Yeah, but then she might be angry at Friends, and he's our new pal, isn't he?
But he's half dragon anyway.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is when we camp tonight, I'll wander off quite a way away and call her back and have a chat with her by myself, just so she doesn't go all funny. Then if she does go all funny, then, you know, it'll just be me.
Take a present with you when you do it as well. Be like, hey, sorry, here's...
Go and get a nice big deer or something and take that.
Deer or something, yeah.
That'll keep her happy.
And they've got big horns, so...
Yeah.
Even better than a tiefling.
I'll do that then. I don't know what this obsession with tieflings you've got is.
No, I don't know.
I'll reach into my bag and take out my tiefling holes with the little bells on.
Awesome.
That I've still got.
I would wear that in front of Bridges if I were you.
Oh, this is going to go
just
great.
been tea thing.
Oh. That was awful. Take inspiration if you don't have it.
I've already got it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, actually, I was going to ask you. I know you don't do much crafting of stuff, but what could I do about Celeste's hand? Because like I've never made a body part before.
Oh, like you know when we had lessons in sort of like how muscles work and things, and like in our first aid classes, because we all had to do that before we went out hunting. And like they said about the muscles in the arms and things pull bits and make stuff work. I was asleep through half of it, but you must have stayed awake because you're like one of them. And
actually, just a sort of series of sort of pulleys and things. Like if I do a pull, it'll pull a finger. Or if I set up a,
you know, you were talking about cutting her hand off. Like at the end of, if you cut her hand off, at the end there'll be all the muscles and things, and you could connect straight to make a fake
use
hand.
those to like just sort of pull on things. And I get it right. That could sort of work.
And we could like make a really big fire, and then we could melt it onto her so it doesn't fall off or bleed. You know,
Well, I reckon, yeah, I like the mechanical thinking of that, and I could probably also use some magic with a bit of Reorx magic in there to actually give it that sort of spark of life or something. I'll have to talk to him about that.
That might be a good idea.
So it'd actually work properly like a hand and not just like, you know, just a stiff sort of...
The claw. Yeah, I knew you weren't joking about chopping off her hand, because that's the best way.
It's definitely a possibility. I just wasn't going to tell her that.
We'll have to
I mean, I did, but she looked quite scared, so I backtracked a bit.
Yeah, we'll have to catch her unawares and knock her out, but that might be a bit difficult because she seems to see bloody everything, doesn't she?
Oh, there's no sneaking up on her, is there?
So we need to get her drunk one night. Oh, you know what? When we get back to the kitty cat's place, I've got my beer that's been brewing.
Beer, right?
So it should be really strong by now. We'll
Yeah.
give her a bit of that. That'll knock her out. Then you can chop her hand off.
She did have a drink in Dago, didn't she?
Yeah, she had a little one.
I reckon we can
Yeah.
get her a drink. That'll be fine.
We can do that. Weird.
And
Well, we can get anyone to drink.
And then wait. What are we getting her drunk for? We're not getting her drunk to knock her out to chop off her hand, are we?
Yeah. Well,
No, I think I need to get her permission to do that.
Well, just think about the nice surprise she'll get up when she wakes up to a nice shiny hand that works.
Imagine if you got blackout drunk one night, which is like most nights I get. But if you woke up with a body part missing, I don't think that'd go down very well.
Well, I've got this bloody tail, haven't I? And I don't mind. And I'll whip my pussycat tail around in the air that I've still got. I keep forgetting about.
No, I'm not going to chop anything off anyone while they're unconscious. Not any of my friends, anyway.
All right.
Celeste,
I believe you.
Celeste, you get the idea that the dwarves are discussing you with your insanely high passive. You've no idea what they're talking about, but they do keep looking at you occasionally. And then and the discussion got quite heated at one point. See, but you've no clue what's going on.
Yeah, like Ralph Wiggum, I'm in danger.
Yes.
Oh dear.
So, unless anybody else wants to do anything, we'll say you can find a safe area to camp. Oh, Friends wants to do something. That's cool.
I would have carried on keeping watch, knowing that feeling of somebody watching. I'd do like another few sweeps.
Okay, make
Every now and
another
again.
fresh perception check for me.
I'll take that. It's a natural 20 for 29.
29. You reach out following that feeling. A little bit like reaching out to Shine. As you sort of send your awareness as it is out to try and work out what's watching you. And it's a vaguely familiar presence. Oh, again.
Your camera face as if you were about to cast fireball. It was like,
So, when I get to, you send out your awareness, as it were, like when you try and reach. Again.
I haven't got time for it.
No, I don't have enough time to grab something
No,
and put it on my head.
it's just ridiculous. So, okay, so we're back again. I will try for the 4th time.
Martin looks like he's in the clan.
It's Buckethead.
Buckethead.
So, as you reach out with your awareness, a little bit like you're trying to contact Shine, you feel a sort of vaguely familiar presence. Somebody, something that you've encountered before, but only in the periphery. So, remind me, as this is above the table, remind me, has Ferenz ever spoken to or been in contact with Balo? No. But
Not yet.
it's a presence that you felt before because he has been around
Yeah.
with Miette, and it reminds you a little bit of Miette. That sort of,
Faint sound of circus music.
yeah. There's a sort of weird, sort of not threatening, just
Yeah.
but a slightly annoyed undertone, which is very difficult to sort of concentrate on. But that's the feeling you get.
Okay.
There is definitely somebody, some entity watching you all, but you don't think it's aggressive or ill intent.
Yeah. So, obviously, using the harmonics with the crystals in his staff, he's going to change the tune slightly, and sort of there'll be a little bit more of a jaunty, playful jingle to it,
Okay.
and sort of like Frenzy's just fingers will be just moving slightly, and the crystals on his staff will just tinkle in a
Okay.
bit more sort of a playful, jaunty way.
Okay. So as you're doing that, you concentrate on that. You just hear a voice behind you say, "That's good." Can you do that again? Hi. You're different. I like you. Perhaps we could have a little chat. Was it you who gave? No, it wasn't you, was it? You wouldn't treat with a demon, would you?
No.
No, of course not. You're just a... And this figure is almost... It's not quite tabaxi. It looks a little strange, a little just disjointed. It looks like a tabaxi, but not quite. And it smiles a lot. Think Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Do any of us see this, or is it just friends?
Let's have a look. Yeah. Celeste, you definitely see it. And Melissa, you're at the back near Ferenz, and you hear that voice, recognise Balo's voice as he's talking to Ferenz.
And sort of, so you just see sort of Ferentz's hand continue to move, and the crystals, almost like he's almost like it's a xylophone on his type thing, or like mixture between xylophone and wind chimes, but he's actually not physically touching the staff. You can just see his fingers moving, and it's almost like he's plucking the crystals on the staff.
Okay. And Balo's sort of half looking at you while he's talking to you, and half looking at the crystals going different colour. That's clever. I like that. That's would it be very good, very good. He sort of scratches his face, and his long cat's claw just pulls out as he's sort of running his finger down his face.
I take it you're familiar with these ones then?
Oh yes, best of buds.
Right. So what do I call you?
Oh, my name is Balo. How very rude of me not to introduce myself. And you are?
Well, my name's Ferenz.
Ferenz. Oh, very good. Ferenz. I get it. It's nice. Yes, I like it. Ferenz. A bit like Balo. No, that doesn't really work. Ferenz, though, I like that because you're kind of furry like a tabaxi, but not. I like that. That's good. Excellent name. Your parents should be very proud. They've done a good job naming you Ferenz. It's almost like they knew you were going to be furry.
Right. Well, I'm just going to carry on doing this, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah, you carry on. It's very nice and soothing. I like it. Jaunty as well, though. It puts a spring in one step, doesn't it not?
I did get the sense that you might like a little bit more jauntiness. I did get the sense you were a little bit annoyed, though, so I'd like to try and...
Maybe you could help me. I'm trying to find out who amongst you, because it was somebody, that treated with a demon and gave them a present. You wouldn't know who that would be, would you? It's just sort of...
I wouldn't exactly call it a present, Mr. Balo.
Dear Florian, how are you?
Well, more concerned than what I was 5 minutes ago.
Why ever would you be concerned? Is there something the matter? Are you being followed?
I didn't think we were, but it's been a while. It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Oh, I'm not following. Is somebody else following us? Is there someone following us? I thought we were at the back. Interesting. So, anyway, this demon chap, highly annoying, but one of you may have inadvertently, perhaps, given him a present. And I'd like to know who it was.
I'll just take a second just to read what everybody else is doing and how they're looking. And I take
Melissa's
it very
been trying
much.
to ignore Balo for the past
That's
like
what
15
Florian's
minutes
been
that he's
trying
been
to do.
talking to friends. But now that you're talking to him, she's starting to kind of pay attention to what's being said.
Well, I know you like the truth, Mr. Balo, and you
The truth shall
much
set you
prefer
free.
when people don't mess you about. So
Exactly. Nobody likes being messed around, as you put it. By an invading horde of demons, perhaps. That's slightly messed around.
It seems like it could be quite an inconvenience.
It was indeed an inconvenience, as you say, Fur Friends. Or can I just call you Fur? Is that rude?
It's actually just friends. I stuttered a little bit at the start.
Just friends.
It's
Oh, like just friends. I like it. That's good. Well done. I like him. He's he's quite tall, but very nice. So you were saying, dear Florian?
yeah, Florian will just look at friends, just over the previous conversations they've had, away from the group. Yeah, and Florian will be like, yeah, so, a very good friend reminded me that actions have consequences, and
Oh, they do, yes.
whether they felt it was the right thing to do or anything like that, truthfully, it was me.
Well. He reaches out a paw which turns into a hand, still with the cat's claws weirdly poking out of the tops of his fingers. I'd like to shake you by the hand, if I may, dear Florian.
In fairness to him, though, I don't think he was given much of a choice.
Friendly friend.
I do apologize, Mr. Balo.
A handshake will be all it takes.
Are we now making an accord?
We're merely shaking hands.
Everything above board, yeah?
There's so many things this could be.
I mean,
Yeah.
why would it not be? Do you not trust me? I mean, I can understand why. I am delightful.
And what would this mean to you, a handshake?
Well, a little bit nosy. If you don't mind, I was talking to dear Florian, as I understand that's his name.
That's a very good question, though. What would it mean to you?
It would mean I would like to shake your hand.
So my instincts tell me there's no way of me not doing this without you.
I mean, you could refuse. It would be very rude.
I know. I mean, given
And
your
nobody likes
title
rudeness,
and
really.
all that. And just before he puts out his hand, everyone will hear Florian kind of go, actions, consequences. He does put out his hand.
Okay. Balo grips your hand, shakes it 3 times, says, "Well done, Florian. Do you know, the most amusing thing has happened?" And he doesn't let go of your hand. The most amusing thing has happened. Ganderod, your chum, has
I wouldn't
managed...
quite put it like that.
Well, he seems to think so. Has realised one of his biggest dreams. Your gift of the Well of Many Worlds to him has landed him and his invading army into the Hells. It's hilarious. Basically, after I dealt with him, made him go away, he used the well again. It opened up, as I'm sure you know, into random places, but it chose the hells for some reason. And an invading demon army has ended up in the hells in Fiona's realm, which is just pure chaos. The blood is amazing. There is a lot of blood. I popped down to have a look. Wow. Demon blood, devil blood. There is carnage. Very funny. Very, very inventive, some of these demons, I must say.
Did you manage to retain the well?
Oh,
As
no,
they
I've
jump through?
left them to it. I didn't go through the well. I just popped out to the house just to have a look.
Well, no, but as he used the well to obviously escape
Oh,
your...
no, he knows how to use it. He takes it with him.
Yeah.
He sent his army through, which was a lot of demons. Quite a lot. And then, straight through. So there is full-scale war occurring in the Hells right now, which is hilarious, chaotic, and highly amusing. So well done. And he shakes your hand one more time, and let's go.
I could imagine that the prince of said house is probably quite pleased with a lot of demons in her realm.
Oh, she is, how can I put this? Incredibly annoyed. I don't know if
She's
the lovely Mia
like that
told
all the
you,
time.
I was quite annoyed when they ended up in my realm. Now they're in her realm, she's even more annoyed.
Here I would have thought that you would have liked them. I mean,
They're okay
chaotic.
as they're okay in small bursts. Demons can be fun. I admit, they're very inventive. They like a little chaos, a lot of killing. I admit, demons can be fun. They like chaos and killing, mainly killing, but they do get tiresome after a while. And you have to sort of shoo them away. But demons and devils in the same place? Hilarious to watch.
What are the odds of Ganlarod winning?
Oh, he won't win. See, he's got in with an army. But he's a demon and therefore hasn't thought this through. If he'd have left the well open, he could have summoned more army. But he's cut off his supply line, as it were. So, the devils will eventually win. Because there's just more of them.
An army versus the army.
Well, an army versus many armies, as it were.
A legion,
There
perhaps.
are at least
For they are
7.
many. I like what you did there.
I hope
Yeah, there are 7 hells, so we don't normally
Yes.
get along.
They don't, but an invading demon army tends to make
Yeah.
alliances happen quite quickly.
But also leave her quite distracted.
I mean, if she survives, yeah, she's not going to be happy, and she's not going to be well provisioned.
I hope you don't take this the wrong way in what I'm about to ask you, Mr. Balo.
When would I ever take something the wrong way?
Well, not knowing that Ganlarod had made it to your realm, Madame Mia did not share that.
Right.
But if I had known, I would have definitely been more worried than I seemed when you first got here.
Indeed. Yes, you were quite calm. It's very well done.
But the accord we made, which no excuses, but I simply made to survive,
I mean, we all make deals.
was that I had to get Ganlarod to the prince.
Well, seems like you've done that.
would you say from making deals that by proxy, the well being not mine but ours, and giving it to Ganlerod, that our accord has been fulfilled?
Well, not being Ganlerod himself, I can't speak for his perspective on this, but I suspect that he has other things to worry about than an accord with a mortal. So, I think you'll probably, again, I can't speak for Ganlerod himself, but I would imagine he's probably got a little bit more on his mind than a deal with a mortal. So, if I were you, I wouldn't worry about it too much.
No, but I'm just thinking that the
I mean,
accord is now hopefully
if
over.
he survives, the accord should be over. And if he dies, well, it's definitely over, right?
Yeah, nothing in the accord was said about killing the prince.
Oh
It
no,
was
you
more
just had to get him
to
there.
them.
So, presumably
I-
you've done that, and he could just, if he wanted to, just say, it's all over.
I see one small hitch with the plan of just leaving them to it in the hills, which is that if and when the devils do eventually win, if Fiona does indeed survive and kills Ganlerord,
Right.
she will then have access to the well,
Oh, that'll be fun.
which means that she
Well, less
could
fun,
also-
because devils tend to be more straight-laced. They have rules,
Well-
you see.
You said it was an inconvenience for you when Ganlerod popped in, so
Yes.
it could be an even larger inconvenience if Fiona happened to bring the entire Hells with her.
Yes, could be.
So,
I
Given
have ways of dealing with that, though.
Given the devil's tendencies towards order, as dark and bloody as it could be, perhaps they'll
Yes, they are quite dull.
perhaps they'll seek out your opposite, Bela.
Well, I mean, that seems unlikely.
You sure?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm also not quite worried as well, just from what Mr. Baylor just said about them being quite rule-driven as well as devils, friends. But
right, but
I feel like everything she
okay,
is trying to do to get to this realm
I will
is because
remind
her
you-
body can't stand being here. She needs
And-
to do something magical to be here.
Yes, and I imagine that going through the well might just do that, and I might remind you that despite the fact that there's a full-scale war going on in the Hells, about the amount of forces that they committed to trying to kill us and complete
Yeah.
this summoning.
It would have taken a fair bit of energy to get the folks that were burning the fields through to here. If she had the well and it connected truly to our plane, she could send as many as she wanted.
Oh, yeah.
So I come back to my initial point, which is that
We should definitely be doing something about that very soon.
it could be quite problematic.
I mean, possibly. But I just wanted to say thank you for the entertainment, dear Florian. And just to point out that, well, I'll see you soon. Okay? Goodbye. And as he says that, he as he lifts his paw to wave, he kind of vanishes, but his paw stays. And it just goes...
He was quite nice.
Well, that answers that question, doesn't it?
Balo is an interesting chap, but yeah.
Yeah, he's quite nice, but he's also quite tricksy.
Yeah,
Don't know where
he
you're getting
seems
that
like-
from. Right, are we
If
back yet?
Gamarad,
Yeah, okay.
if Gamarad has the well, and that then passes to our friend in the house, it's gonna be a problem sooner rather than later. So we're gonna have to deal with her because she's not gonna stop. We may have foiled her plan with Florian and Dakota, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're quite level-headed, friends, because, yeah, I just thought about it being a good thing that she couldn't use the well to get through, because obviously I think it's something to do with the blood magic for her to be able to sustain her body on this realm. But yeah, the whole army coming through isn't exactly the best thing for this world, is it?
Well, to be honest with you, it's just an extrapolation. That was a big word. Of the, just what was already going on and what it's already been used for. I mean, it's a fairly logical step to make.
Yeah.
If they've made that step to get into the hells, it makes sense that they'd be able to use it to get out again.
Devils are a lot more rational and forward thinking. And keep that whole.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, if we carry on to this midwood you've been talking about, well, we need to find somewhere to sleep for now, I guess, and then.
Yeah, I'll have a look out to see if I can see any of Madame Miette's signs. I've been with her quite a few times to try and spot these things, these places.
You go with us. She can find it.
She looks like she's a bit distracted at the minute, so.
She waves you over as.
She's definitely a boot.
Very good, very good. See what you did there. Yeah, she waves you over into one of the camps that she's found.
Okay. Cool. And this one seems whole. It seems in working order.
She seems to think so.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
Depends. I mean, you could do a check if you want. Not really. I don't think you'd be. Totally
I
sure
would.
what
I
you're
would
looking
trust
for,
Mia. So yeah.
But yeah, this one
Thank
seems
you,
to be
Madame.
intact. So we'll take a little break there and see if Discord decides to behave. So yeah, we'll be right back after these sponsorship messages that we don't have, and we encourage you to rebel against the state.
Yay, capitalism.
Indeed. welcome back. We hoped you smashed the patriarchy. So, you enter the camp that Madame Miette has found for you. Make a fire, get ready for sleep, unless anybody wants to do anything in particular.
I'm gonna just away from the group whilst they're all getting the fire ready and cooking. I'm gonna find somewhere shaded to just kneel and just
Okay.
give a quiet prayer to Remora
Okay.
and just say thank you for watching over me.
Okay. You offer up that prayer, and there are no words come back, but you feel just a little glow, a little glow of "You're welcome."
I'll just sit and contemplate that for a bit.
Okay.
Make it look like I'm brooding in darkness.
Very edgy. Well done. So, anybody else want to do anything? Do you want to set watches? What do you want to do?
I'll take the first watch. Anyone
I'll
wants
just
to
say
stay?
before you,
I'll. So, go on, Charlotte.
I was just gonna say before everyone goes to sleep, if anyone wants to look at my chest, can we do it now?
No, you're not really my type, but I'm sure Florian would.
I will take the first watch with Mr. Yorick. I've got a few things I need to do tonight, so
I can't hear you, Ash. I don't know if it's just me.
I don't know why. It's I will take the first watch with Mr. Yorick.
I'll join you on that one.
Okay.
Maybe if you get time, Yark, maybe have a look at that staff?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me plan, mate. Don't worry.
Don't be so bloody needy.
I know.
I think rock beat staff.
He asked first. You're the back of the queue.
Okay. So, if
I thought you were a handyman.
if anybody else wants to do anything, you can make your rest. Yorick, Gus, and Ferenz are staying up for the first watch.
So
Rest
when
of you
everyone's
make yourself
settled
comfy.
down, I go to Yorick, I'm going to go and see and try and summon Bridris now and see what happens. So I'm going to go hunting for a bit, and then I'll see you later. Okay?
All right. Best of
And
luck.
I'll go into stealth mode and creep out of the
Okay, give me a stealth check.
26.
26. Gus, you watch as Gus sort of vanishes into the darkness and just disappears.
And I'd like to go and hunt something to feed Bridris.
Give me a survival check.
Survival of the fittest. 12.
12. Takes you quite a while in this sort of gloomy evening to find any kind of deer track. But you do eventually find a deer track and start to follow.
Okay.
And you come upon a group of about 3 deer. 1 big buck and 2 females. I assume you want to shoot one of them.
I'll go for the buck.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Need a buckshot for that.
Fuck him up.
A 30.
Whoa, absolutely hits. Roll your damage.
Why can't you do that in combat?
That's 12 points of damage.
Okay.
You didn't sharpshooter that one.
Yeah. So
Oh no, I did. I forgot. Oh well.
that's probably why it hit.
Yeah.
You see as the bolt is straight through this deer's skull, drops it.
Sorry, dog again. Back in a sec.
We are at the whims of Discord. The dog. Dogs.
Sorry about that.
And the entirety of Canada, apparently. So, yeah, you drop this buck. The other deer scatter as it falls.
So I must be a couple of miles away from the camp by now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just stay. I won't try and move the buck. I'll just stand next to it, take a deep breath, ready myself, and call Bridris.
Okay. Bridris turns up. Hey, Mum. You alright?
Hello, Sweetie Pie. I've got you some dinner.
Well, I've already... I mean, yeah, lovely. Yeah.
You said you like using the horns to pick the teeth, so I got one with big horns on it, so you
Are you
can
still
pick your
wearing
teeth.
your horns?
I don't know. Let me roll and see if I am. Over 10, I am. 14, yep, I am.
Okay.
They got jangly bells on.
Yeah, so Bridges just sort of looks down at the buck, looks back at you. Just a sort of quizzical...
What's wrong?
Mum, don't move.
Yeah. What?
Don't move. You've got one of them horny people inside your head. It's okay. I'll just bite it off.
I'll just pull them like that, and I'll say, no, it's just a toy.
Well, that was scary. I thought there was like a horny dude coming out the top of your head. I thought he was going to kill you.
No, it's just a toy. That's fine. I'll stick him in my back.
Okay, cool. So yeah, excellent. Yes, dear, lovely. Yeah. She sort of
I was missing you. I just thought I'd call you back. Are you all right? Because that was a bit of a nasty fight we had
it
earlier.
was really weird, right? Because like we were fighting the baddies, and then one of the baddies was like really nice, and I was like, oh, why are we fighting them then? And then all of the other mums all looked really sort of horrible for a bit. It was really weird.
That would have been. That's happened to me before. It's like a magic thing when they charm you. They cast a magic spell on you. They make you think that you like them, but you don't really.
Right. And
it's horrible.
And then I was vanished for a bit, and then I came back into my happy place, and then I had a bite to eat, right? And then I come here.
Oh, right,
and I got deer, so that's good.
Oh, I just thought I was missing you, so I thought I'd give you a call and we can go for a walk.
You're embarrassing me, Mum.
It's all right. Here, you have your dinner, then we'll go for a nice walk back to the camp and see everyone else.
I know. She sort of tosses this deer up in the air. Crackle of lightning cooks it on the way down. Bites it.
Hey,
off.
you know what? I can do that. Look, and I'll go, "Brrr," and lightning will come shooting out.
She's like, oh.
See?
Maybe you're part dragon then.
I think so.
Awesome. I knew you was my mum for a reason. Even though you're not shaped right, you're like, you haven't got any wings or anything, but...
No, I'd love to have wings. I like flying.
Maybe, right? That you're just like a really small, deformed dragon, and you'll get wings eventually, because like you've got a tail.
That's true.
And you can now breathe lightning, so perhaps you're just evolving really slower.
Maybe.
You'll get wings like next week or
I'm
something.
definitely not as pretty as you are.
But obviously, I'm a dragon, but we're the best. I mean, dwarves are quite nice, but, you know, dragons are best. And
I would agree with that.
Ferenz, he's quite nice too.
He is, isn't he?
He's quite tall. He reminds me of a dragonish, really. Because he's all shiny like a dragon's can be. Like, he's quite tall.
He's friends with that Shine, you know, the one that scared you a little bit.
As you mentioned that name, she's like, just a little twitch. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, him. Right. Okay.
Come on, let's take a walk back to camp and we can snuggle up round the fire.
Okay. She follows you back towards camp.
And I sort of go...
So, back in camp, Ferenz, Yorick, a couple of perception checks to see how the watch is going. If you're paying attention, that is, and not working on staffs.
Um, 23.
23. Okay.
11.
11. Yeah, you've obviously got other things on your mind. You know Gus is out there somewhere, so it can't be that dangerous at the minute. He's probably the most dangerous thing about.
Even if there was any danger.
Yeah, exactly. Although that might just be Bridger's eating him, but you know, either way, you'll know about it. Friends, you sit, listen, stand, have a little walk about. There's nothing except the normal creatures of the night. There's no weird presence. There's no magics nearby. It seems to be calm and peaceful.
So he's going to just walk around, and his hand will just be going again, but it's very sort of soft, sort of almost like a lullaby, trying to aid the rest of them to drift off into a restful sleep.
Okay. Nice.
All right, friends. You've been a bit quiet today.
I don't know. I just had a lot to think about, and I think I'm finally realising what shine meant. And with what? Well, that I've got to rely on my companions, and that
We are pretty great.
together, I mean, you are pretty great. I'd even go so far to say as you're all quite righteous. But yeah, so I think that, you know, we were in dire straits for a minute there in that fight, and I think that
Dire Straits and the Righteous Brothers. Okay.
hey, we could make our own group. But I think I'm getting off topic a bit. Yeah, so I think, like I said, I think I'm finally understanding what shine meant, and I think I'm starting to understand the purpose of me being here a bit better, because it's up to him whether or not my people join the rest of the world or whether they stay sequestered. And
Yeah, it's pretty tough. When Gus and I first left the mountains and we sort of just got thrown out into this world we knew nothing about. It was a bit like your situation, really. You kind of got sent out and you met up with us. Well, like, we met up with the rest of them.
maybe that's why he sent me to you in particular, because you'd understand.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And I talked to Reorx, who kind of been at the forefront of the Dwarves Must Be Nice to Dragons campaign, and Gus has obviously got Bridris. So, yeah, I think you were meant to be with us.
Yeah. I've enjoyed my time away from the island. I mean, I miss all of my family. But I think that, you know, change can be good sometimes. And
It's scary at first, but yeah.
I did question a few times when I was stuck in that forest full of elves. They were a bit uppity to begin with. I did find a couple of light minds though. They were quite nice, and I taught them how to look after their people better and how to doctor to their people. So, I mean, I did some good there. But then, you know, that wasn't my mission. I was waiting for you to come along. But I don't know. I've been, I suppose, it's just learning to trust somebody else apart from yourself when you've been on your own for so long.
I suppose that's where we're different. because although I didn't know about the rest of the world before Gus and I came on this little mission, I've spent my whole life putting my trust in those around me. Just living around the mountains and fighting those dragons when we thought we were supposed to be fighting them. But there was never a day that went by where you didn't need one of your friends or family around you to protect you.
I think that's what we've lost on the island because we're so... Nothing bad ever happens to us.
Mm.
We were safe. We were, I suppose, protected. And I suppose there's quite a steep learning curve, or quite a quite a slope to hike up to when you're trying to when you're in a new place. But I'm grateful to you all, and you know, none of you have. Well, you especially, Mr. Yorick, you sort of just. I mean, even on some of my stranger ideas, you've just gone with it.
Yeah, getting on with it is what you've got to do.
Yeah. So, what are you doing with this? Because I know that you made Mr. Trellador's axe. So, are you doing the same thing for Mr. Florian?
Not quite to that level, right? The axe I made Trellador was dog on stream.
No,
Or dog-shaped silhouette on stream.
Yes. Black Dog is here.
Black dog.
yes, I know that that's going to be a bit more important because he's Yorkshire's champion, so that had to be a bit more special. But
Yeah, that's right. That took me weeks to finish. I had to forge that from the start in an actual smith. And then I spent weeks like enchanting that with the help directly of Reorx, getting his magic in that. Because yeah, he's the champion of Reorx, so it needed to be a special weapon. Florian's I'm just gonna give a standard sort of upgrade to just it will just make it a
Just gonna find a stick on the ground.
magically imbued weapon.
well, I wouldn't say that this is a magically imbued weapon as such, and he's got the staff in his hand is sort of almost like black wood, just with these veins of purple crystal all the way through it.
Oh, that's very cool.
But this is the piece of shine that he directed me to, and well, I don't know, I just feel a connection because he gifted his scales to us. It was, and we had crafts people that made things out of them, whether that be armor like I'm wearing, or some people used working canes, or other people like me use a staff, and well, we found a lot of uses for the crystal. But you honour Reorx in your craft, whereas I try to honour Shine by the way I treat people and the music I make with the crystals. I mean, I'm not very good, but I'm good enough, I guess. But I suppose we honour our patrons or gods in our own way, I guess.
I suppose we do.
Right. I'm going to keep an eye on this lot and make sure they're sleeping. I'll leave you to your work. I'm sorry, I've already taken up enough of your time.
I will honour my god with my craft.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna spend what time I've got left.
Okay. Well, I'll say you can. I say you put 2 hours into it.
Cool.
No problem. Before it's time for you guys to take a rest. Gus, you arrive back in camp with Bridris in tow. Just towards the end of this watch.
Oh, you're still awake? Good. I got Bridris back. We've had dinner, so all's fine now.
Hello,
Ow.
Bridris.
Hello.
Is that our watch over, is it?
Yeah, just about. If you want to choose somebody to wake up. Or not.
I'm going to go and kick. Who should I kick? Florian.
I'll go and nudge Melissa.
Oh, not kick him out, just sort of tap his foot with my foot. Florian, going for your watch.
I was about to say, is this where I wake up and my fist is now Betsy, where I'm like, bang!
Miss Melissa.
Uh,
Sorry.
Thank you for hands.
It's your turn for a watch. All's well.
Good, good.
If you need anything, just let me know.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, so as those three make themselves comfortable to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll sort of get Bridges lying down around the fire and I'll just sort of snuggle under one wing.
Fair enough. Yep, easily
That's
done.
new.
So, Florian, Melissa, make some perception checks for me. This is a watch, after all.
18.
I'm glad you did a lot better than me. 5.
5. Florian, you don't know what it is, whether it's just the events of the day or having Balo concentrate on you for that long. Everything seems perfectly normal, weirdly normal. It's very weird, but normal at the same time. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Melissa, you sort of cast about for danger of any kind. Nothing seems to be stirring. You can see Gus snoring gently underneath Bridges' wing. Everybody else seems to be asleep.
So, quite a change then.
Yeah. I suppose I'm not going to get away without anybody noticing.
No, I mean, Gus thinks he went for a wardrobe change in the middle of a fight, so...
To be honest, not entirely outside of my tendencies, but no. Well,
I did notice, but it didn't seem it was a pressing matter. You made your views a little bit more obvious to me than others. I take it you decided to change your alliances?
Well, when the fight was going, I drew the scimitar and went to attack, and I just instinctively invoked that power, and it just took me out. And I found myself in Remora's waiting room. And all that was really waiting for me on the other side was burning hellfire. It's weird, you know? Like, we decide where we go, but...
Yeah. May not have been a bad thing knowing what we know now. You may have been able to help get the well, but...
Oh, I don't think it would have been quite like that.
No, definitely not.
I don't know why, but because of all of this connection, I just feel myself to be responsible. Responsible for what's happened to you and Dakota, for all the bad that we've been dealing with.
I suppose I have intentionally and unintentionally made you feel that way. Obviously, I was very pissed off with finding out what we all found out about that situation, but I've become to learn to trust you again, and everything you've done and said since then has
Yeah.
been for the group, which I deeply appreciate. And I know you must still have feelings for Vale, but this new outlook on faith, if that's what we'll call it, it suits you better. You're more like you when we first met.
Yeah. I don't know, I just... all the time in the temple, all those... Oh, there we go, back.
Oh, it's like very dramatic pause there.
With all the time in the temple, all the people that came through, just felt the need to be that smiling and friendly face.
That figurehead. And honestly, I don't think that the temple was set up to be what it became.
It was never
By
intended
Vale.
to be anything like that. But
But
just by unfortunate relation.
even before what happened and I did what I did, wavering seems like such a dismal word to put it, but I'd lost faith in the temple, in that group. Friends and I had quite a nice chat, and don't know whether you'd noticed, but I'd taken off and I'd chucked the pendant. I felt like that wasn't me anymore. Maybe it wasn't me to begin with.
I don't think it was really any of us. I mean, take the two of us at the front, me and Vale. Both of us were running away from our family.
Yeah, it was more of a
It was an escape.
Escape. Somewhere to, something to believe in and lead towards, for sure. And I'm still not entirely sure whether I want a faith to believe in, to follow, to have, but there's someone who I keep leaning towards that in these darkest of times so far, that they might be able to brighten up the place a little bit, shall we say.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of false, like.
Alright, good girl.
Before everything that's happened.
We're back again.
What you got there?
Yeah.
Feels
Yeah,
kind of.
Feel like,
Feels kind of.
yeah, it feels kind of. What was I saying?
I don't know.
I probably
Well,
said a
let's get
whole
here.
like 2 sentences before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels kind of like, it's almost like I'm hoping that they're there, which isn't what faith is. I should believe. It's just knowing that what we had wasn't particularly real. It's kind of hard to then put your trust into something else, which is stupid because we've met
I don't
more
know.
than what most mortal people should meet out of deities, but
I wouldn't say that the temple was ever not real. There was no god to it. Sure, Vale was in charge, but we made
I
it
know,
what we made it.
but not knowing what Vale is for me, I
Suppose that
saw
is true.
her in the temple as a faith, as a communion, as a goal to work towards, and for the right things. And it was set up to be the right things for sure, but for all the wrong reasons. But I have no qualms with who you are now, or what you've decided to become. You're more you. That's the main thing. You air that
I do
confidence
feel
again that you had.
I do feel a bit more. I feel less like I've got strings wrapped around my wrists. If you know what
In
I
the
mean.
most ironic way, you feel more alive than you did before.
Yeah, kinda. That's. Yeah, I suppose.
I
I feel
suppose.
less like a liability as well. I've
Yeah,
always worried that we'd come to face her down and I'd find my body being puppeted by her. A hindrance to y'all.
I still feel like that is a possibility for me and for Chulador, but that pull, that little lurch today, what Chulador had and I had, we're still connected. Um, it's all a bit messed up now with what's going on with demons being in hell and her having more of a problem to deal with, but I still think that this curse that I had still have a bit of, and what Trollodor has still needs to be broken. And if it's done in a magical way, my mind tells me it can be undone in a magical way, even if she doesn't die. But
Need to find the strongest. And find a way to exorcise the blood.
I think I need to figure out who my father actually was. That's
very true.
He was told, Remora told us that he was definitely not who I thought he was, and I ascertained that he was some kind of devil. So, and my mom, my mother, my mum, oh, so English in an American accent.
Your mom.
My mom, knowing what she must have known potentially, and seeing her face in that place, I think she made a deal. I think there's more to it, but we need to deal with what we've got on in front of us rather than trying to.
I think it's still worth keeping in the back of our minds, though.
I feel like with this remnants of devil blood I've got in me, it's potentially the best way to reach out to my biological father, but I just don't know.
See, I'm not even certain that it would be devilish blood. Because if your father was a devil of some kind, I feel like you would be far more tiefling than you would be human.
Unless that's a decision to make. while still in the making. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I've obviously been drawn to that infernal mark across the world, hence why the temple seemed such a fitting place. I don't know. All I know is that, a bit like how Friends has been saying, not that I didn't anyway, but I need to trust in you guys a bit more, and all those months ago of being told not to be reckless. Trying to do that now. Not that I'm saying what I did was reckless. I truly believed I was trying to figure out and help us, but it didn't quite go like that.
How it went is how it went, and I don't think I can blame you for what happened with what happened to you, and you ended up in the abyss. To be honest, I think most of us would have made that choice, just to keep ourselves safe.
I don't think I would have survived if I wasn't part of the temple, though. All that information, all that reading, all that teaching to be done between those planes. Anybody else would have just had no chance. It's an awful place. It was barren, but full of dangers. And that was just one part of it that I saw. It seemed endless.
I know it very much is.
Maybe we should, or I should start my own faith. Maybe following Snow's footsteps, right?
Hmm.
Although not quite entirely. It did
Yeah,
seem a little
because
bit.
he does seem a bit like his god. Remind me to ask for more about that next time.
Yeah. Anyway, let's hypothesizing and conspiracizing. Let's
I only
take a
have
while.
one other thing to think of, and it feels like something serious is going to start happening. Because as kind-hearted as Remora is, I feel like she wouldn't have intervened if she didn't need me for something.
No. Maybe you're her new champion. Maybe something happened to her old one. I don't know. Like Cholador is for Riok.
Chalador's for Yorks. Chalador's a whole other bag of worms.
Maybe the gods are doing more than that they should be, but keeping it on the down low, so the old champion somehow succumbed to death, and by happen chance became her new one at the right time.
Who knows?
Stranger things have happened, right?
Certainly. But now I have power that I don't feel so guilty about using. Vale only gave it to me to, I think, keep me safe. She never meant any of what happened.
As honest and truthful as she seems to be, I don't think any deity does something for just that person. It's a two-way street. We all know that, but I'm just glad it was you, that he came back and could help us.
So, at the conclusion of your watch, who do you want to wake up?
I'll go up and absolutely boot Celeste. No,
An hour in, 4 hours after the watch started, me and Chalador were ping open anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the two elves are awake. So
Are you two all rested up?
Always.
Alright. Should we leave? We need to get back to rest, and so should we leave you two and keep in watch for us?
I can do that.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So, as the others get settled and back to sleep, Celeste, Trelador, let's do perception checks.
Pretty good. 22.
22 and
I rolled terribly. 21.
yeah, that's terrible. So bad.
I rolled a 6 and an 8 on advantage.
Yeah, it's terrible. 21. As everybody is settling down and the snores of Gus underneath the dragon's wing somehow amplified, as, sort of, as it reverberates off Bridges' wing. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's something that's not happened for a long time. As you look up at the stars as they are, the night is clear, the night is calm. And Celeste especially, you feel rested. Not just because you've completed your meditation, but because the very world, or certainly this part of it, seems calm. Trelador, you feel the same. You feel that calmness of everything. So, is there anything you two wish to do?
No, I'll just scout the perimeter a bit.
Okay.
Sort of enjoying the calmness and enjoying the silence, because you don't get a lot of it during the day.
That's fair. Celeste, what are you up to?
I'm pretty much just gonna. I'm not gonna force Trelador to talk to me, so unless he starts a conversation, I'm just gonna leave him be and just look up at the stars.
Obviously, you're starting to get used to this arrangement of stars. It's not like it was where you're from, but you're starting to get used to the patterns and the arrangements of groupings of stars. You don't know the names of any of the groupings or celestial bodies, but it somehow feels right now. It's taken you a while to get used to it, but now you are. It feels right. It feels neat, almost. So, as we go through the early morning into the breaking of the sun, that's where we'll leave it for today.
Nice.
So, cool.
Can I add just one thing?
Absolutely, because you're asleep, you could add something.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that we're like if we're waking up.
Okay,
Just to
all right.
point,
Yeah,
just to like point out.
No, you
I
can't
think
level up.
no, I wasn't going to ask that. I think Florian would have got up and meditated and probably gone over a bit longer, and not that much people would have noticed, and kept in that like meditative stance, but also prayed or reached out to Samet again, like he has been doing, but after the conversation, yeah, but was then followed by me saying "fuck you, Discord" when it froze. But after the conversation with Melissa the night before.
Oh, really?
Are we back?
Yeah, Discord has been
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
awful
Discord,
tonight.
Discord's just telling you to shut up, Philip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I
Oh,
would have
just
actually.
do the insight check. I mean, oh.
No. I would have like actually tried to communicate with them rather than just saying like, "Are you there?" and all of that. I'd have actually tried to reach out as such.
Okay. Give me a quick religion check.
Don't fuck me over, dice, please. Okay, not too bad. 14.
14. Okay. What is it you say as you reach out?
Be something along the lines of, I know I haven't reached out in the best possible way, and it's probably felt like I've wanted to see if you were there, just to need you, but now I would like to get to know you, to put my beliefs in you.
Okay. So, as you project that outwards, you hear nothing back. But in this different approach to your "Are you there? Can I speak to you?" type of thing, you feel strangely comforted in your beginnings of belief in Sama, which you didn't before. You didn't get anything like that before. It's not necessarily that you feel a presence. It's just your belief. You're putting your belief out there. As
Almost like the sun on this.
Yeah, as the
morning
sun
feels
rises,
warmer.
you feel a little bit warmer. And on
Okay,
that note,
cool.
we will end.
Sorry, I just wanted to.
No, you're good. No,
I haven't
fine.
been able to do that for a while, so I was like.
No, that's cool. That's absolutely fine. I'm all for giving it an extra little bit. That's cool. So yes, we will end there for tonight.
We get a long rest.
Yes, sorry, everybody gets a long rest. Even Celeste.
What does that mean?
Well, you didn't get a short rest last time because you were summoning and directing owls.
Yeah,
So,
I accepted that.
there you go.
Yeah, thank you. Well done, Chaz, by the way, for a little bit off the cuff session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I think I got what I wanted to do done, even though Miette wasn't available. So it would have gone a different way if she had been, I'm sure. But we work around real life, so that's cool.
We managed to travel half a day. Yes.
Indeed, a whole half day. Nice. So yeah, conspiracy beards. Anybody?
Gus's dad is definitely a dragon, right? Come on.
I
Lightning,
am
breath,
the
and
god
everything.
of the storm.
Gus's dad is Shine.
I can cast thunder and lightning.
Very, very frightening indeed.
Yes.
Me. Galileo.
Well, you have thunderous farts and terrible breath, so that's the same, right?
And yeah, one conspiracy though. Does Bridges not remember everything, or does she? That's the
I
question.
mean, who knows? Bridges knows. I know.
I suppose it depends on how perceptive Bridges is.
Indeed.
And how bamboozled Bridges was by the charm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you can take what Bridges said at face value or not.
Of course I'm taking it at face value. I'm Gus.
Exactly.
But yeah, apart from that, there's nothing else from me.
No? Anybody else for a conspiracy beard?
I think there's definitely going to be more to. We're not just going to get to the Midwood and hey, Dakota's okay. I think there's going to be more to it than that.
Okay.
By far. Things are never simple with Balo.
I don't know what you mean.
Like, he's going to make us run through his hoops.
Yeah, but we don't even know that Dakota's there. I don't think Miette has told us. Only they have had that conversation with Balo.
I think Melissa managed to intuit it from something that Miette, because we didn't say it out loud, but Miette was kind of like implying. Because Melissa also did detect Balo's presence
Balo
when
had that,
Dakota went Banff.
So, any conspiracy beards about the whole demon devil war?
That's pretty much.
No, you're all good with that. Okay, cool.
Like, birds fly, fish swim.
Yeah,
Devils and demons hate each other.
I was about to say the only conspiracy would be that somehow they form an alliance to come against us, but that's never going to happen, is it? So yeah, exactly. It's like
I mean, I mean, you said it in game already. Anyway, was the possibility of Fiona getting hold of the Well of Many Worlds.
Yeah, it would be in my head, far-fetched conspiracy, but I still believe, like Friends was quite right, that the armies could be sent through, but to what we know in game are, and my beliefs and Florian's beliefs is that the reason Fiona's doing all of this because her actual body cannot survive on this plane, without some form of magical intervention, and I don't think the well is that, because it's essentially just a portal rather than a curse or a spell or a barrier being broken.
Is a body that shares a lot of similarities to Fiona that can survive on the material plane, which is currently hiding at the beginning of time. I think that's the threat. Vale went into hiding for a very specific reason.
Ryan's just pale.
Yeah, but in the way my head plays that out is that Fiona would want to be at her full capacity. So whether this is just me with my sci-fi weirdly shit brain and what I read and watch, is that you're always going to be, or she will always be diminished if she is not at her full capacity in her own physical body.
Her intentions with the fact that Florian and Dakota were twins was that she was trying to use the fact that one of her twins out on the material plane, she would do a weird blood magic thing to
Freaky Friday swap.
Yeah. Transference. And yeah. I also think that there's definitely something fucky going on with the other set of twins that we know of, being Peladas and Amash, because there is definitely something fucky going on with Peladas.
You mean Peladas, Florian's mom?
Possibly. I think possibly that Amash might be Florian's mum. I don't think Florian's mum made a deal. I think Amash just is Florian's mum. And I think possibly there's a rather famous D&D meme image out there of like this guy who's like half tiefling, half fire genasi, and then cuts to his tiefling dad being like, "I've got fire resistance. I'll be fine, baby." I think that might be what potentially befell Florian's father, and I think then that continuation of the twins from Amash Peladas to Florian Dakota is possibly what's happened, although Florian does not show any particularly fiery talents or watery talents at that.
At the minute, though,
I don't think Florian is devil or has any devil heritage. I think if he has any heritage, it's via Amash.
Well, that's a pretty big conspiracy beard you're wearing there. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong.
We've met Amash as well, haven't we?
in passing, the one time we've seen a mash was when she exploded from the pool of lava when we were in her temple. And then as we were getting the hell out of there, I think it was either
My mother's
it was
face,
you that
yeah.
you saw your mother's face in the lava. So, yeah. These are the kind of things. I see how Debbie does it now. So I'm sitting creating, and I've just like, all of the thoughts can just kind of click together in my brain and go, huh, oh. So, I'm almost done. I'm working on this several weeks.
Okay, so anyone else got a conspiracy beard theory they want to explain or just throw out there? No?
I think so. Friends just met a very nice chap tonight, so
Yeah. Lovely conversation.
Mhm.
So, yeah. He was quite impressed with your shiny crystals.
I honestly thought that was going to go a completely different way. I thought it was going to be there's going to be a new deal made unexpectedly between him and Florian, or potentially he was going to take Florian to his realm and say, sort this shit out.
I mean, I did consider having Balo be very angry at you, but I think he appreciates the hilarity and chaos of a demon army invading the Hells because a mortal wanted to find out how something worked. He thinks that's hilarious and highly entertaining.
You're welcome, guys, by the way.
Yeah.
We will see how that plays out when Fiona starts invading the mortal plane.
Yes.
I think it'd be hilarious if Vienna starts invading Balo's realm.
Could be amusing.
Mm.
Although Ganderord didn't seem to last very long in Balo's realm, so
Yeah, Balo is a lot older and a lot meaner than a lot of the beings around here.
But it-
Balo's not considered one of the originals, but
I think
Vienna is.
Fiona's a devil prince, a prince of hell.
Raylo's a chaos lord.
Yeah.
Balo
is
is a
different.
lot more primordial.
Balo,
Remember, we met Balo in Carlin, which was, I think, possibly a long time ago.
Yeah.
Balo strikes me as being intensely whimsical, but has a very deeply seated, sadistic, vengeful side.
I mean, were you there
Maybe.
for the carnival of just horror?
I don't know where you're getting that from. Or what, the people strung up and chained to rocks and things? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, right,
and
okay,
the
cool.
giant entrances shaped like mouths, and then
People bunting.
carousels.
That sounds fun.
People
People
bunting,
bunting. People bunting, yeah.
Oh, Whiz Beach.
Everybody who's not from Norfolk goes, what?
Cool. So, okay, we will leave it there then. Thank you all very much for playing. You're all wonderful at this game. I really enjoy DMing for you guys.
Thank you for DMing.
We will be back on Sunday, possibly, if differs about. I don't know if that's a thing.
That and
yet.
I think Jade as well, depending on what time
Oh,
they get
Jade's
back.
not going to be here.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Uh,
So we'll be back
for-
next Tuesday.
Yeah.
For the next episode of this, the final day's journey to the Midwood, I guess.
To
So,
find my beer. It's the quest to find the dwarven beer.
yes. It's
Nothing to do with devils or demons. It's the quest to find the dwarven beer.
to see whether or not Gus's beer has fermented into something drinkable or just exploded. We'll find that out, I'm sure, next time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, you're fabulous. We'd love you very much. If you didn't like us, however, well, off you fuck.